When it comes to building a home, there's a lot to think about. And for many, it's so overwhelming that they choose to buy an existing home instead. I can't fathom why someone would want to live in a used home when the cost to build a house is usually about the same. And that's why I'm making this video. Today, I'm going to show you the true cost of building a house so you know what you should expect to pay when building a home. Hi, I'm Ty the Real Estate Guy, and if you'd like to stay up to date on the latest real estate tips and trends, subscribe to my channel below and ring the bell to be notified each time I post new videos. If you have questions about buying, selling, or building a home in Utah, I would love to talk with you. Please feel free to type a message below, or you're welcome to contact me directly. Also, you'll want to watch this video to the end where I'll make some recommendations that will help you understand the many different aspects of building a house and where I'll break down the difference between building versus buying an existing home. Before we get rolling, I'd like to recommend that you pull out a notepad and take some notes. Then, as you visit different home builders, bring your notepad along because you're going to need to write some things down. And I'm sorry to tell you this, but you're going to need to do some math. Yes, if you decide to build a house, there will be some homework. No pun intended. Okay, let's start by talking about deposits or down payments you'll make to start the home build process. Just like any contract to buy a home, new or used, you'll be expected to put down what they call an earnest money deposit at the time of contract. Each builder will require a specific amount, but it's usually in the $1,000 to $5,000 price range. Then, after you select all of your options and upgrades, the builder will require a construction or an options deposit. This deposit can range significantly from builder to builder. Some require a specific amount like $5,000, while others want a percentage based on the selections you make. This percentage can range anywhere from 5% to 100% of the upgrade you add. That's why you want to ask each builder what deposits are required to build a home with them. Because the discrepancy in deposits can vary significantly from builder to builder, this is the best expectation I can give you. You're just going to have to get out and speak with each home builder individually. And in case you're wondering, both the earnest money and option deposits will be credited back to you at closing and will be applied towards your down payment and or your closing costs. When it comes to your down payment due at closing, just like an existing home, that's between you and the lender you've selected to carry your loan. There are some zero down programs out there, but most people need to plan on a total deposit at closing of 3.5% for an FHA loan or 5% down for a conventional loan. Your lender should show you the pros and cons of the different types of loans that are available to you. That being said, I recommend going with a 5% down conventional loan at a minimum, but you'll get the best loan terms if you can put 20% down. The good news, the deposits that you gave to the home builder will be credited to you at closing. The bad news, you still need to figure in closing costs. Once again, you are expected to pay closing costs whether you're building a home or buying existing. Closing costs are usually in the $7,000 to $12,000 price range, depending on the total loan amount and the lender you choose. Yes, you'll want to speak to multiple lenders because lender fees can vary significantly. I recommend using the builder's preferred lender to save on closing costs. Even in a hot market where no one is negotiating or giving credits or incentives, most home builders will give you an incentive for using their preferred lender. And that incentive is usually a credit towards closing costs. By the way, everything I just spoke about applies to tract or production home builders, not custom builders. If you build a custom home, you'll need to get a construction loan, and that's a different video for a different day. Can I ask you a question? What part of the home build process scares you the most? Please take a moment and comment below. Also, will you please give this video a thumbs up to support my channel? I would appreciate it more than you know, and a thumbs up will help others see that this video is helpful. Thanks. Okay, so what about the actual cost of the home? this might be the one thing that scares more people away than anything else. Why? Because you need to commit to the home builder, writing a contract, and leaving an earnest money deposit before you know exactly what the final price of the home is going to be. For a lot of people, the fear of the unknown scares them away from building a beautiful, clean home. Because I love you, I'm going to break down the cost to build real quick and help you figure out how to get a fairly solid estimated final price. Okay, so when you meet with each home builder, they will give you a price sheet. This price sheet will give you a list of the homes that that builder offers in that specific community. Find the home that best fits your wants and needs as far as size, bedrooms, bathrooms, and etc. go. When you find the home that fits your criteria, see if the builder has that specific home to walk through somewhere in the community or maybe even in one of their other communities. If you're lucky, the model home will be the same floor plan you're considering. If that's the case, be forewarned that model homes are usually over upgraded, sometimes even including structural changes like a 2-foot pop out in the family room, 9-foot ceilings on the main floor, a 3-car garage, and things of that nature. Model homes are also usually loaded with expensive furniture. You'll want to ask the home builder's representative to walk through the home with you, explaining what's standard or included and what's an upgrade. This is a good time to ask the salesperson what each option costs. And just so you know, most home builders aren't trying to deceive you by building a highly upgraded home. They're simply trying to show off what they can do. It's no different than going on a date. You'd expect the other person to put their best foot forward, right? Sorry if that took so long. I always debate if I'm boring people with too much information, but then I always hate to leave stuff out. So if you're wanting more information or if you have questions, please let me know by commenting below. Now, to simplify things for you, most builders will have a list of included features. Make sure you read this list over carefully and compare the included features from one builder to another. If one builder offers features that another doesn't, you might want to ask the new home salesperson how much it would cost to add that option. For instance, I work with a home builder that includes a grandmaster bath as a standard feature. One of the competing builders does not include this option, and they will actually charge more than $7,000 to add it. As a matter of fact, the builder I represent includes a lot of great features that are upgrades with most other builders. That means the competitor might offer a lower starting or base price, but in the end, you could easily spend $20,000 or more to match what's already included with the other builders. And that's why you can't just look at the price sheet to determine which builder is a better deal. And just so you know, it's common for home builders to include many of the appliances, things like the dishwasher, microwave, and stove, but not the refrigerator, washer, or dryer. You can also expect to pay extra for blinds or shutters and landscaping. A lot of builders will include a basic front yard landscape package, but usually the buyer will need to finish the landscaping on your own after you close on the house. Because landscaping can be expensive, you'll want to confirm with the builder if landscaping is included, and if so, how much. Also, a lot of people are willing to pay more to have the builder install the landscaping so it can be part of the loan instead of having to pay for it out of pocket later. That's just something to consider. Before I move on, I should also mention that if you're wanting a fence, this usually isn't installed by the builder either. Once again, this is something you'll need to pay for on your own, but I recommend waiting until all your neighbors have moved in around you to see if they'll split the cost of the fence. Most people want to be good neighbors, and most of them want a fence as well. So usually, at least in Utah, it's common for neighbors to split that cost. You'll also need to take the home sites into consideration. One builder might include tiny home sites, leaving the houses just a few feet apart from one another, while another builder might offer large home sites, giving you a lot of space between you and your neighbors. I know that many of you could care less about having a large home site. You know, more yard equals more yard work and more money for landscaping, but it's not that simple, and there really are a lot of things to consider here. Even within the community, the size of home sites can vary significantly in size and price. It's common for the builder to charge more for the biggest and best home sites. Really, it makes perfect sense. Land has real value. As a matter of fact, in some locations, the land is actually worth more than the home sitting on it. Because land has real value, you should expect to pay more for the biggest home site. But size isn't the only thing that matters. You also need to take into consideration your view, what direction the house is facing, the shape of the home site, the location in the neighborhood or in the city, and all other benefits or disadvantages of the different home sites available. I could make an entire video talking about all the different things you should consider when selecting a home site. And, well, actually, I already have. If you'd like to dig into the subject a little deeper, and I recommend that you do, you'll want to watch my video, How to Choose the Best Home Site. I'll put a link to this video below. And because there are so many things to take into consideration, it can be difficult to put an actual value on a home site. So really, it's up to you to decide if the lot premium that the builder is charging is worth it, or if paying more for a home that's built in a community with larger lots is worth it. For me personally, I've always paid the premium to have the larger or better home site, and I've never regretted it. But wait, there's more. Just like buying an existing home, you need to take into consideration the cost of moving, which can vary significantly from person to person, depending on where you're moving from and whether you're planning to do it yourself or hire professional movers. You'll also need to take into consideration the cost of furniture. If you're increasing the living space, the old furniture might be too small, or for the first time, you might actually have an office or a formal living room that needs furniture. And don't forget about property taxes. Most people choose to pay their property taxes with their monthly mortgage payment. But like many other things, when it comes to buying a home, the cost of the property taxes can vary significantly from location to location, and the bigger home or property you buy, the more taxes you'll pay. So you want to keep that in mind as well. And by the way, the lender should be able to guesstimate with fairly good accuracy what your property taxes will be. You will often also need to pay a setup fee and monthly fees for internet, cable, utilities, the city bill, and for many of you, an HOA, also known as a homeowners association. It's pretty hard to calculate these monthly fees, especially because things like your gas bill might be a lot higher in the winter as you heat your home. But with a little research, you should be able to get in the ballpark. You may also need to consider the cost of hiring a realtor. The good news is that for buyers, the realtor is often free. Or to put it another way, the seller usually pays the agent, so that shouldn't be much of a concern. I know that the cost to build a house can add up quick, and it's scary, but I strongly believe that building a home is better than buying existing. And this is something that I've researched extensively. So as promised, here's a few reasons why building a home is better than buying an old or previously lived-in home. First of all, new homes are usually much more energy efficient, especially when compared to homes that are 30 years old or older. You also get many of the most up-to-date features, and your home will be held to a higher standard due to stricter building codes. Also with a new home, you'll have no repairs or replacement costs, at least for several years. As I stated earlier, with a new home, you may have the upfront cost of adding blinds, landscaping, fencing, and etc. But with an old home, there's a good chance that you'll constantly be replacing things. Yeah, a leaky faucet or an old light fixture will only cost a few $100s here and there. But replacing the roof, the water heater, the furnace, and things of that nature can cost thousands of dollars. One of my friends bought a large, older home, and he spent well over $20,000 after he moved in to replace the air conditioning units, the furnaces, and the water heater. Ouch. If you buy an existing home, you might want to replace the carpet too. Why? Because carpet is kind of like a giant sponge, collecting everything from spilled drinks, food crumbs, dog urine, and even microscopic pieces of the humans who lived in the home before you. Things like dead skin, hair, toenails, and etc. Even if the house is only a few years old, you should probably replace the carpet, especially if the previous owners had pets. Personally, I wouldn't want my baby crawling around on used carpet. I don't know, maybe I'm just weird. Anyway, I'm not gonna go too in depth on this subject because I've already covered that issue in another video where I compared building a house to buying an existing home. I recommend you watch that video when you're done with this one. I'll put a link below. Before I bring this video to a close, I feel like I should say that building a home is not for everyone. I'm not going to lie. Building a home can be stressful, big time. So if you stress out easily, you may just want to buy an existing home. Or if you have control issues, you may want to consider buying an existing home as well, because the builder will build the home on their time frame and in the way they think is best. If you choose to build with a production builder, you'll need to accept the fact that you cannot tell the builder how to do things. It is what it is, but no matter how you spin it, in the end, you'll get a beautiful, brand new home. If you stress out easily or you have control issues and decide to build anyway, I just have one little tiny piece of advice for you. Don't visit the home while it's under construction, especially not on a daily or weekly basis. Just trust that if the builder has a good reputation, that they'll do things right. As I've often stated in other videos, you'll want to think twice about building with a home builder that has an online rating below 3.5 out of 5 stars. Because the process of selecting the right company to build your home can be confusing, I've produced a video that goes in depth on how to find the best home builder. I will also put a link to this video in the description. Okay, so building a house will be one of the most rewarding things you ever do. But the home build process can be confusing and it's often overwhelming. So here's a quick list of other videos that are sure to help you as you move through the process of buying and building a home. How to save money when building a home. How to choose the best home site. Why you should use the builder's preferred lender. The most in-depth video on how a house is built. The most in-depth guide for buying a new construction home. If you're planning to move to Utah or you already live here and you're looking to buy, sell, or build a home, I would love to talk with you. Please feel free to contact me directly. If there's something in this video that stood out to you as being helpful, or if you have questions, please comment below. Sincerely, I want to hear from you. If you know someone who's thinking about building a home or moving to Utah, please share this video with them. And please don't forget to hit the subscribe button below and ring the bell to be notified each time I post new videos. Also, you can find me on Instagram at Ty the Real Estate Guy. If you found this information helpful, please give me a thumbs up. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to ring that little bell below. It'll make you feel good.